Hey family, Dad here. Hope you're having a great day. On this video, I just wanted to talk about in my almost 27-year working career, how many of my direct supervisors or bosses have been really supportive, encouraging, and have been impactful in my working career. So I've been with 9 companies. I started my real world jobs post-college September of 1999. So it's been almost 27 years. The 9 companies I've been with, I've been laid off 4 times. I've had 23 direct managers that I reported to. And I started thinking about how many of them have been really impactful or supported in my working career. And as I thought back and started thinking a little more, 4 of them have really stood out as they've been supportive, they've been vocal to leadership, for my efforts and contributions, and I felt valued and appreciated. So as we break this down, the 4 of them that just come top of mind, the first one he was my direct supervisor from 2010 to about 2015. It was in healthcare sales. It was a very small company. I'm based here in Washington. My direct supervisor was based out of California. He was really supportive. He got me promoted. I did get laid off from that role in October of 2015. Majority of us were laid off. I remember this after I got the news, VP from our GM. He called me right after the news. At that time, he was a senior leader. I did not report to him. I think probably about the last year I was within this role, he got promoted. I didn't report to him, but I still had touch points with him. But he called me and he did say that he advocated, he fought for me to stay on. I think out of 100 Salesforce team, they only kept maybe 10. At that time, he stated that he fought for me. He advocated for me to stay on. But at the end of the day, it wasn't his call, and I understood that. And I appreciated what he did for me. I thanked him. And to this day, we've kept in touch. He's asked me a couple times. He's with a new company now. But he's asked me a couple times if he wanted to come aboard, as he had a couple roles that were available in my neck of the woods. But at the time when he did ask, I was in a good spot, or I just started a new job. But as I look back, he was by far, obviously, one of the 4 that really had an impact on my life, and can always rely on him and having a good conversation. I know he'd be an advocate. If I needed a reference, he would always have my back. The second manager that I reported to directly that really stood out as being impactful in my life and would have my back was my role from February 2023 through May of 2024. He did hire me. It was in healthcare sales. I was laid off in May of 2024, so it was a very short tenure, but he was very supportive. He did push leadership. He advocated for me to get higher merit increases, to get recognition, and to get awards. Now, when I did get laid off, it wasn't his call. He was in the same boat as well. He might have gotten laid off at the same time as well. This was all executive leadership's decision on who they were going to remove. So in May 2024, when I did get laid off, we had a great conversation, and I just said, hope our paths cross again. And sure enough, a couple months later, he did reach out. He said that there is a role on another person's team, and he would advocate for me if I wanted the opportunity to at least interview. But at that time, I just started a new role. I was a couple months in. I was excited about the role that I was in. Just kindly told him, I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm in a good spot, and I just want to see how this will play out with my current role. Since then, we really haven't kept in touch, but I can always assume that he's always going to have my back on future opportunities, or if I needed some sort of reference, that he would be a great advocate for me. And the last 2 it's kind of weird. These last 2 directs came actually with my current role that I'm in right now. So I started this role in April of 2025, less than a year I've been at this job. The manager that hired me, she's been great. And I've shared previously that I actually had to interview twice for this role. The first time I interviewed for this role, I didn't get the job and went to another person. But that person didn't even last a month or 2 months. And so the role was open again. The hiring manager, my direct, reached out to me, see if I was interested. Expedited the interview process, and then I got hired for this role, and I started in April 2025. I've been so happy with her as far as our partnership. She was so encouraging. She was very supportive. She advocated, for me to take new roles down the road. We're in a growing phase, so we're adding headcount within our company. So she advocated to ride with other senior leaderships of the company, and I've gotten to ride with a couple of them. So I'm pretty fortunate to kind of meet with them for the day and just talk with them, let them see how I go about my business. But unfortunately, that tenure ended. And like I said, my company added new headcount. And with the expansion, there was kind of reorganization, restructuring. And so with that, I am now reporting to a new manager. Starting in 2026, I reported to a new manager. It's a familiar face. It was someone that was on my team. He got promoted. I reported directly to him. As I'm recording this in mid-February, we've had a great partnership. We've talked a lot about strategy, about initiatives, about philosophies, and we're on the same page. As of this week, he announced that he's resigning from this company. He took another role, with a leadership role with a startup company in the same industry. He announced that on a Monday. A couple hours later, he called me up, told me specifically what he was doing. A very small company with a lot of financial support and financial backing. One of the things he asked me is if I wanted to come. He said that I have the autonomy to create new headcount, capabilities to add them where. And so he asked me if I wanted to come and help grow the business and start a new team. And that felt great. Really, really appreciated. He thought about me that way. He said, and a lot of these managers that I've kind of talked about have been saying, all the conversations I've had with them have been different. I think big, deeper into the business, which a lot of people don't. And I think that's what they appreciate. They appreciate my vision, ability to just think big. How can I grow the business and how can I scale faster, quicker? It felt good, with my most recent manager wanting me to come along and help them grow this team, build this team and grow the business. And this will be kind of to be determined. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think it's a great opportunity. I'm in a good spot right now as well. I think I just have to kind of think about it and ponder it, see what the next steps are going to look like. But let me know your thoughts. I mean, do you think it's worth it just to jump to another to a startup and to help grow the business with my former manager, or to stick along the ride with I'm at right now? I don't know who the next manager is going to be that I will report to, and that's kind of a curiosity in my mind about what that's going to look like. But overall, as you heard, 4 out of 23 direct managers I reported to, I felt in my working career have been supportive, encouraging, and I felt valued. Obviously, this is just my views. I don't know what your situation looked like, but would definitely love to hear. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what your situation has been over your working career. So that's all I got. I'll see you all at the next video.